that's going to be in the video.
So, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Oh, this is going to go into bloopers. Ciao and welcome to Let's Cook Italiano. Today we're making meatballs. Hello everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Martina and today we're gonna look at how to make traditional Italian meatballs. These are the meatballs that I made for the BuzzFeed video, Italian Mums Try Other Mums Meatballs. If you wanna have a look at that video, you can click the link up here. Meatballs are one of those dishes that always take me back to my childhood. When I still lived in Naples, the whole family would usually gather at my grandma's place on Sundays for lunch. And whenever meatballs were being served, my cousins and I used to always sneak in the kitchen and nick them off the plate whilst my grandma was still cooking. And she wasn't too happy about that. Sorry, Grandma. I love meatballs because you can have them on their own, simply fried in oil, or you can have them in a tomato sauce to make them extra juicy and rich. And the tomato sauce that you cook the meatballs in is amazing with pasta. Now, I know that over in the US, you usually have spaghetti with meatballs. That's not really an Italian dish, but rather an adaptation of what we would have on a Sunday lunch. So pasta with the sauce, in which the meatballs cooked and the meatballs afterwards. I'm pretty sure that every country in the world has their version of meatballs, whether it has meat, as the word says, or fish or vegetables. Think, for example, of Swedish meatballs, which have become so popular thanks to IKEA and are served with a rich gravy and lingonberry jam. Or Turkish kofte, which is lamb mince with mint, and it's absolutely delicious. Or falafel, for example, which is another Middle Eastern staple. In Italian, the word polpette, which is what we call meatballs, means any mix of ingredients rolled into a ball and either fried or baked or stewed. Even in cookbooks from ancient Rome, we can find recipes for meatballs. One, for example, has ground pork, pine nuts, sultanas, bread, and red wine. In Italy, as I'm sure it's the case everywhere else in the world, every family has their own recipe for meatballs. So what I'll be sharing with you today is my grandma's recipe, who is the absolute queen of meatballs. So let's jump into it. Cut the bread into cubes and soak them in water for 20 to 30 minutes or until completely soft. Place the beef mince and the pork mince into a large bowl. Add the soaked bread, 2 eggs, a minced clove of garlic, a tablespoon of finely chopped parsley, a tablespoon of salt and some pepper to taste, as well as a generous amount of grated pecorino romano or Parmigiano cheese. Mix with your hands until everything is well combined. Roll the mixture into balls. You can make them as big or as small as you like. When having meatballs in tomato sauce, I prefer them a size bigger than a golf ball but smaller than a tennis ball. Perhaps a pool or snooker ball. Ball size aside, fry the meatballs in vegetable oil on medium-high heat for 2 to 3 minutes per side or until nice and brown. If you want to have the meatballs without the tomato sauce, so just have them on their own, cook them for a bit longer so that they cook through. But if you're having them in tomato sauce, then you just need to sear them as they will continue to cook in the sauce. Once the meatballs are ready, place them on a plate covered with kitchen paper and keep them on the side. In the meantime, take a large saucepan and heat a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Add the chopped onion and cook on low heat until it's tender and translucent. Add the tomato passata, making sure that you get every last bit from each bottle by adding a bit of water in it, shaking it and pouring it in the pot. add a bunch of fresh basil leaves, some salt and sugar to taste, and let it come to a simmer. At this point, add the meatballs to the sauce and let it simmer on low heat for a couple of hours or until the sauce is reduced by about 1/3. The sauce should be rich and thick. To finish it off, grate some Parmigiano cheese on top, and there you have it, traditional Italian meatballs in tomato sauce. And here it is. This is my recipe for Italian meatballs. As I mentioned before, you can have them on their own, or you can have them with the tomato sauce, or you can have the tomato sauce with pasta and then have the meatballs afterwards. They're amazing. I'm very curious to know what kind of meatballs are usually prepared in your country. So please leave a comment letting me know where you're from and what meatballs look like where you live. I won't be having the meatballs this time, but if you want to have a look at the taste test, you can head over to BuzzFeed UK and look for the video Italian mums try other mums meatballs. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share with your friends and family. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button and hit the bell as well to be notified when the next video is up. I'll say ciao for now and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Right. Hello everyone, welcome if you're new. Oh, I just blew it. So if you want to have a look at that video, you can click. Oh no, there's Ozzy in the background going meow. Think for example of kids screaming. Or you can have them with the tomato. Yeah, boy!